Welcome back. As a part of On the Beat, we provide you with information on crime trends, crime prevention techniques, and community programs. But you can get additional information by visiting the Baltimore County Police Department's website as well. The address is on your screen now. Press releases from the Baltimore County Police Department can also be accessed on the Baltimore County Police Department's website. We have created new social media accounts also. Please visit our new Facebook and Twitter pages. In addition, the police department has created a new Instagram page. Our new social media sites are on the screen now. Please visit and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. The Baltimore County Police Department is now hiring police cadets and police officers. For additional details, go to joinbaltimorecountypd.com or call 410-887-5542 to speak with recruiters. According to the United States Humane Society, animal cruelty and neglect crosses all social and economic boundaries. Unfortunately, we have been investigating numerous animal abuse cases in Baltimore County. Studies have shown that this crime often goes unreported to authorities. Many agencies are trying to increase awareness of these horrible acts. In 2016, the FBI added an animal cruelty category to the National Crime Reporting System known as UCR. Baltimore County has created a specialized unit in the state's attorney's office, police department, and health department to investigate and prosecute these cases. Ms. April Dougherty from the Baltimore County State's Attorney's Office is here with us today to discuss animal cruelty and neglect. Thank you for being on the show today, April.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And can you describe your position with the State's Attorney's Office?
So my primary position is felony review. I'm a paralegal and essentially just preparing cases for prosecution, getting everything from the police officers, making sure that we have complete files, and preparing those cases for charging. I'm also doing the same thing with animal cruelty cases. I'm a little bit more involved in those cases as I oftentimes need to ask for additional information from the police officers, asking them to go out and go do some extra follow-up and stuff like that.
Okay, so the idea is to put a complete case together.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and this is kind of a switch from the police department and the state's attorney's office to put this concentration on animal abuse.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And what are some of the important issues that we need to know about animal abuse?
So the important issues with animal cruelty are essentially that it could happen to anybody. It could happen anywhere. It could happen, in your own home. Just staying vigilant, making sure that you're, recognizing the signs of animal cruelty versus the signs of animal neglect.
Okay, so you kind of said there was a difference. So what is exactly considered animal cruelty in Maryland?
So animal cruelty is going to fit more of our felony statute. That's going to be the acts of commission. So crimes like kicking, beating, killing, torturing the animal, things like that.
Okay. And then is there a difference between animal abuse and animal neglect?
So in Maryland, we have a misdemeanor statute that encompasses the crimes that are the acts of omission. Those are things like failure to provide vet care, food, water, shelter, things like that. It also does include a misdemeanor causing of pain and suffering.
Okay. So if I have an outdoor dog, what do I have to do not to neglect this animal?
Just ensure that he has the bare minimum standards, which is proper food, water, shelter, and things like that.
Okay. All right. And then can you describe some of the significant cases that we've seen in Baltimore County that we've investigated?
So we've had a number of cases. We haven't had as much dog fighting, but we've certainly had a lot of animal cruelty. We charge a lot of cases as torture as a result of the level of neglect that has occurred to that animal. So, if an animal is starved to death, we will charge that as cruelty, animal cruelty, and the torture will be the specific statute for that.
Okay, and we were kind of talking about it before we came back from the break of what involves this investigations, and some of you get a veterinarian involved, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir. We have the veterinarians that are at the Baltimore County Animal Services, and we also have a forensic vet that we specifically work with. And then if that forensic vet is unavailable for some reason, we have a number of other ones that we were able to use as well.
Okay, so what type of evidence or will you be looking to come from the forensics veterinarian?
So it just depends on the situation. There's a case right now where we have a dog that was covered in maggots and the hair was severely matted. So, we had our forensic vet shave the dog and kind of do an analysis of the maggots to give us, some information about that. We do a lot of necropsies with our forensic vet, which means it's basically an autopsy of the animal. And oftentimes she's able to give us a lot of information in regards to that, how the animal died, what resulted in the animal's death, and things like that.
Okay, all right. And can you describe the connection that we've seen through studies across the country and everything else of the connection between animal abuse and domestic violence?
Sure. So animal cruelty and domestic violence is often seen together. We like to say that, if you're looking at animal cruelty, oftentimes there's something else going on inside of that home. A lot of times it's not just the animal that is the victim if there is, something along those lines occurring. So when we're doing those investigations, we're educating police officers to make sure that they're speaking to the entire family. Obviously, animals don't have a voice, but oftentimes the victims, the human victims, are more than willing to speak about the abuse that's occurring to the animal as opposed to themselves.
Interesting. So it's important for our police officers to look at the total picture when they're investigating. You might get a call for an animal being left outside in the cold, but we have to know that to keep digging further and look at this whole situation.
Absolutely. If there's neglect in that situation, there could be neglect as well inside the home too.
Okay. And you had mentioned dog fighting. So what's the issue that we see with animals fighting? I mean, can you describe this situation?
So oftentimes with dog fighting, there is a number of components and crimes that are seen together with that. Oftentimes it's a lot of drugs, gambling. There's going to be oftentimes guns as well recovered, things like that. So for a specific dogfighting investigation, the police officers are going out. They might not even be, responding to something specifically for dogfighting. They kind of just get there. They see some tools and props that kind of give that indicator of something related to dogfighting. So again, looking at the whole scene, kind of comparing all of that. And just, having some extra knowledge or even consulting with me once they get to the scene. I've had police officers and detectives send me pictures like, what is this? And then we kind of go into it a little bit more.
Okay. And so that our audience can understand, what are some signs to look for if they believe that there is a dog fight? These are organized events?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And what are some of the signs that we can look for to see if we know that there's a dog fighting incident going on?
So oftentimes you're going to see dogs that have scars that are typically on the front of their faces, on the front of their chest, the front of their arms and legs. Typically, those animals are going to have, maybe broken legs. Sometimes, the beloved Elvis lip that we see with our dogs, that will happen within the fighting ring. So often dogs get fanged. So dogs will be missing part of their lips. So again, broken legs, the messed up lips, all the scars on their bodies, things like that.
Okay. And do these owners of these fighting dogs, they do any training with them or something?
They often do a lot of training. It's just like, personal training, prepping for an MMA match or a boxing match. It's the same regimen for a dog that it is for that situation with a fighter too.
Interesting. Okay. And in some of our animal and abuse and neglect cases, what are some other signs that we could be looking for to see if there's an animal being abused or neglected?
So I always like to tell everyone to kind of refer to the statutes because we have a bare minimum standard that needs to be met. Not everybody is going to treat their animal and, feed it the absolute best quality food and put shirts and t-shirts on their dogs, right? So the bare minimum standard just means they need to be free from suffering. So proper food means sufficient food for them to be able to live and have, proper nutrition. Proper vet care means their toenails aren't growing into the pads of their feet. They're not completely skinny and emaciated so that you see ribs and things like that. Shelter means that, if it's raining or snowing, the animal's not tied up outside without access access to anything like that. Things of that nature.
Okay. And if I'm really connected to my animal or my dog, you're going to want to have it with you all the time. But what's some of the dangers of taking the dogs in the car with us and leaving them in the car while we're shopping or running errands?
So Officer Doucette just spoke about, leaving your car running and things like that. So it's really important not to leave your dog in the car, because just like leaving, your car running, you can get a citation for leaving your dog in the car as well. The temperature changes very quickly within the vehicle. So, if you think that it might be okay, even just the windows cracked, that temperature can rise substantially in a very short period of time.
Interesting. Okay. And if I see animal abuse or animal neglect going on, what should I do? Should I get involved myself, or what should I do?
So if you see animal abuse or neglect or cruelty, whatever, if you suspect it or see it, call 911. If you can safely get any sort of photographs or videos, please, that is certainly something that you can assist police in doing. But we want to make sure that you're safe. So by all means, contact 911 first and make sure that you are safe.
Okay. And you can contact, we have an animal abuse unit within the police department that can be contacted directly, correct?
Yes, sir. So as of May this year, 2018, our animal abuse unit was created, and the phone number is 410-887-5555. They are there Monday through Friday. But if you contact 911, they will contact the on-call person if that situation needs that attention.
Okay, all right. And why is it important to educate the public, and especially law enforcement, in cases of animal abuse and neglect?
So it's really important to educate the public, as we mentioned before, about the link. It's not just that the animals are victims. Oftentimes there can be other victims. Animal cruelty isn't necessarily meaning that somebody's going to be a serial killer. It doesn't. It's a correlation. It doesn't mean that it's actually a direct link. So it's important to look into that situation and make sure that you're seeing everything within that whole entire family.
Okay, and it can be a shocking situation to see some of these cases. I mean, we've talked about some of the cases that we've seen. We see it on social media. It shocks the conscience to see that what happens to some of these victims.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I understand. And because of this importance of getting the word out, Baltimore County State's Attorney's Office holds a training every year, correct?
Yes, sir. So I believe this is our 5th or 6th year that we've done this. The Animal Abuse Leadership Summit is at the Hillendale Country Club. It's Friday, November the 2nd. 2018. We have a number of speakers coming in from out of town. This is the most. This is the most number of speakers that I've actually brought in. We have Jim Crosby coming. He's a dog bite expert. We have Jenny Edwards coming in. She's an animal sexual abuse expert, as we are certainly seeing an increase in those sorts of crimes. And I also have Nikki Kafiri coming in. She's the chief of the Animal Abuse Unit in Queens County District Attorney's Office, and she's quite amazing. So I'm excited to share all of those speakers with everyone.
So we see such a problem with animal sexual abuse that someone's an expert.
Yes, sir.
That is shocking. That's really scary to imagine.
Yes.
Okay, great. But the seminar is attended it seems to be a very popular seminar.
Yes, sir. Each year we have, prosecutors, police officers, animal control officers. We have veterinarians coming, especially now that we have mandatory vet reporting. We're seeing, more veterinarians coming to our summit to gain additional information in recognizing animal cruelty and neglect.
Great.
So.
And another project that we're involved in, and the State's Attorney's Office is involved in, is the Love Leads Project.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you describe this?
So the Love Leads Project is a collaborative project with Show Yourself Side, the PEDIAR, Earthtreks Climbing Centers in Columbia and Crystal City. And essentially our office has started creating these leashes as a way to not only educate police officers, but also to give them a tool to assist them in recognizing animal cruelty and also dealing with maybe a stray dog that they could come up with. We've also used these leashes with horses, which has been quite amazing.
Okay, and you described the leash. So show an example, and the Love Leads Project supplies these leashes
Yes,
to
sir.
To what groups?
So we supply them to all police officers, animal control officers. We're actually taking our first international trip coming up next weekend. So if you want them, and you're a law enforcement agency, just email us, let us know. We're happy to provide them. Yeah.
Okay, great. And the person who's going to use the lead has to get up close enough to actually employ this, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, interesting. All right. But and then what is my options after I have the dog on the lead as far as?
You know, you can contact animal control. You can put them in your police vehicle. You know, any sorts of things like that, just to get the assistance once the animal is contained and confined.
Great. Ms. Dougherty, thank you for being on the show
Thank
today.
you
This
so
is some
much.
great information. Appreciate that. Thank you so
you.
much. If you believe that you have witnessed or you are aware of any type of animal abuse in Baltimore County, please call 911. For more information, you can contact the Animal Abuse Investigative Team at 410-887-5555. My name is Corporal Sean Benson, and you have been watching On the Beat.